All right, we are live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again for Tuesday night movie night. It's me, Box Office Brawler, with my buddy Luke Galliardo over here. I
How's it
always
going?
point this way every single time. Today, we're pretty excited. We're not talking about Snow White, thank goodness. And we're not talking about a Tarantino film. We're taking a break from Tarantino. As much as we love Tarantino, we love his work. Great director, iconic. We need him back in the theaters desperately. We need some true passion, someone that really knows what they're doing. But we are revisiting, of course, another classic from another cult classic director, Stanley Kubrik, and that film, of course, is The Shining. We just got done watching it just like an hour ago, rewatching it. It's not our first watch throughs, but Luke, you've seen The Shining before, though, right?
Yes, I have.
How many times have you seen it? Have you seen it like a
I
lot?
can't count. I've seen it a lot. Definitely a couple years ago was the last time I really watched it, but I grew up watching it with my mom and dad and everything because that's how I was introduced.
It was a
to it.
childhood favorite, right?
Oh yeah, family favorite.
Nice. I remember when I watched it like at a younger age. I think I started watching it. I think the first time I watched The Shining when I was like 16. And I remember my parents, they'd fast forward through the scene where the hotel helper that comes later on that gets axed. I remember they always fast forwarded through the scene where he'd get like chopped by Jack Torrance in the end. And I always thought it was like going to be like a really disgusting, horrifying like death for his character, but it really wasn't that bad. I remember when I saw it for the first time, like the actual scene, I was thinking, that's it? Like that wasn't that bad. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but out of all the scenes, they skipped that part.
I know, right? I know. They would fast forward that. So I always thought it was way worse than what it actually was. So I don't know. But thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We're excited to talk about this. Luke here knows a lot about The Shining. He knows a lot more than me. So hopefully he's going to be filling us in with some deeper knowledge about the film. I'm a beyond surface level. It turns out this film has a lot of lore to it, and I guess it makes sense because it's based off of one of Stephen King's iconic novels, The Shining. Although, funny enough, Stephen King, he's voiced his opinions about the movie, and he's not a fan of it. He really didn't like how the film deviated from some of his ideas. I'm not exactly sure what those ideas are, but it's pretty clear that he had some problems there, which is definitely interesting. But there's probably a lot of stuff that could be missed from the novels. They tend to, I don't know, they tend to probably explore some avenues that might not be as entertaining to us. I know certainly, watching this again, I was pretty much entertained the whole time through. I didn't really find myself bored. Although it's like there's a lot of scenic shots. There's really, it's strictly character drama the whole time. There's not a whole lot of spectacle to this. We really follow just four characters the whole time. You follow Jack Nicholson's Jack Torrance, who's like a failed writer who is using an opportunity to take his family to the Overlook Hotel. It's this secluded hotel out in the middle of, BF nowhere. And he's going to look after this place. He's sort of like a managerial force that makes sure the hotel is kept in shape, make sure the boiler is still running, making sure no crazy kids break into the place, or if there's minor repairs, he's there to fix that. And his wife and his son, they join him on this expedition. They are supposed to be at the hotel for quite some time. So I believe they closed the hotel in October, and then they opened back up in May. Is that right, Luke? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was May 1st.
That's a long time. That's a long time. And the big problem with this is Jack Torrance and his family, they're staying in this giant hotel. My gosh, it's enormous. And they're completely alone. They're isolated. There's no friends. There's no one to talk to. This is back in, I believe it's the 80s, right? I know the film came out in 1980. I'm wondering if this took place earlier than that or not, though.
No, because the murders of I won't say anything yet because I know we're gonna get into like all like the
Yeah, the
information. But
details. Yeah.
yeah, but that all that murder the past murders in the hotel, like the one before Jack Torrance was 1970. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is 1980.
Okay,
Because it
good. So
was
yeah, it's at present time back then. Okay, yeah. So they all move into this hotel. Everything's hunky dory at first. Jack Torrance, he's still got his head on him. He hasn't lost it yet. The wife's happy. The son's enjoying his bike rides around the giant hotel. I mean, it's like a ski resort pretty much. I mean, it's huge. It can house hundreds of people, thousands probably in this hotel, and it's luxurious. People, royalty comes, celebrities, politicians. So it's hot shit. It's hot shit, and things start to kind of unwind a little bit. And at first, when you're watching it, you're kind of curious as to why exactly Jack Torrance unwinds, because Jack Nicholson, of course, everybody, if you haven't seen the movie yet, the spectacle of The Shining is watching Jack Nicholson completely go insane, utterly insane from start to finish. He starts off as this guy who's very on the edge, kind of, but he's like chill. He's on the edge, but he's chill. He's keeping his cool, but you can kind of tell there's something off about him. And, as the story progresses, you learn that he's made some pretty bad mistakes in the past that kind of reveal a deeper core to his character. But at first, you don't know the difference really. And as he's forced into this seclusion and this isolation, he evolves, or I guess he devolves into a really terrible, menacing version of himself that he kind of loses his humanity over time, and he begins to hallucinate. He begins to um, pursue pleasures, alcohol, and just a an immoral mindset that ends up causing the collapse of pretty much his entire life by the end of the movie. And the entertaining part of the whole film is just watching that happen over time. And there's steps to it. He takes the next step towards insanity, then the next, then the next. And just all these variables pop up in the film that bring him just ever so closely to going utterly insane. And there's sort of there's a big paranormal aspect of the film, because is it Danny Torrance? It's Danny Torrance, I imagine.
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, Danny, whatever. He has the shine, right? And the shine is, from my understanding, I'm a little confused about the shine, because it seems like with the shining, he's able to communicate. It's sort of like telepathically communicate with people, like that other people that have the shine, where they could like read each other's thoughts no matter where they are in the world. You learn more about that in Doctor Sleep, of course, but I don't think he has a a special ability to communicate with dead people, even though he sees dead people. Do you think that's like something special for him, Luke, that he's able to communicate with dead people more so than others?
It's hard to say. I mean, he witnessed a lot of it, but he did not communicate. I mean, they did talk to him, but he wasn't talking back, so it's hard to say
That's a good
whether that
point.
was a
Yeah.
power or not.
Yeah, and then you see like other characters too, like all of these like weird dead people, or weird, I don't know, guys in suits, ladies in dresses, gross naked old ladies. They approach, they approach both Danny, the wife. The naked old lady doesn't approach her, but a lot of these weird characters they approach, and they conversate, or they appear at least to pretty much the whole family, and everybody at one point sees them. So that makes me think that the shine doesn't necessarily have to do with communicating with dead people, and that the shine is pretty much just communicating from one shiner to the other. Do you think that's more so the case, Luke?
I have a whole different view of The Shining, like The Shine, than that. I mean, because I think The Shine is the number one entity, like the evil entity in the film, that is sick and wants to replay the same moment Like you just
Mm.
keep the same crew. It's all about reincarnation, I think. It's a different body with the same soul every time someone else comes to the hotel. That's The Shining. I think the Shining is the evil entity. I don't think it's like the medium or like the psychic powers that
Hmm.
the kid has, Danny has.
That'd be interesting.
That's
Yeah,
just
I
me.
mean, maybe that's the case. I feel like The Shining has more to do with the telepathic side of things because in Doctor Sleep, there's other Shiners, right? And then the those sick evil people that want to absorb the shine in like
Uh
the special people. I feel
yeah,
like that. I feel like had to do with their like shine ability, like they
yeah.
were like sucking the essence out
I
of the.
take back a lot of. I forget.
That was
I,
quick.
because I forget a lot what happened in Doctor Sleep. So what I just
It's
said
all good.
is
All good.
probably all wrong.
It's all
But
right. We're
that's
we're
what.
sharing our opinions, right? We're figuring this out together. And the chat, we love the chat. If anybody else correct us if we're wrong, because we're wrong sometimes and we don't know everything.
But
We play
regardless,
as we go.
whatever evil spirit is there, that's what they're trying to do. So
Yeah.
that's what I understood at first. I thought the Shining was the evil spirit, but
Here, let me
completely
put a
wrong.
picture up. Let's make this interesting, guys. Let's start with the Shining title. Here we go. Can't go wrong with this.
Where's Johnny?
So, Luke, what is your reaction to watching this again? Because has it been a
Iconic.
while? Is this new? Is it fresh for you? How did it feel watching The Shining again?
It was great because I used to like skip to the psychotic scenes when he has the axe and everything. But it was great seeing him build up to all of that and just like watch him go through all the alcoholism and uh, having all the work consume him into madness. But all in all, it was just the evil spirits doing that to him. But you know what he says? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
that's a
I love that. I
classic.
mean, it's just I love that scene because typing that hundreds of
So many
times
times over.
just shows how gone he is
Uh-huh.
and how doomed he is. And just the best part is his wife coming to talk to him and just the horrible responses he gives her. It's
Oh
just so
yeah.
funny to me
It's hilarious. It's
because
hilarious.
it's messed up. I mean, it's horrible the things he says. I mean, I don't think you can get away with anything. Like even in new movies, like talking to your spouse like that. That's a no
Oh
no.
yeah. Well, it's outrageous what's funny about it, right? It's just outrageous and like ridiculous how vapid and vulgar and it's like
Vulgar, yeah.
such a sweet guys. If you haven't seen The Shining, this lady, she's awesome. She's so nice.
She puts up with
You
him.
know, I think they establish her as this generous, loving wife right off the bat. Once they get into the Overlook Hotel, she makes it breakfast in bed. It was so sweet. Bacon, eggs, orange juice on a nice, silver platter. That sounds great. It's like, gosh, she's awesome. And it's so sad. As he becomes just totally inhuman by the end of the film, it's like you see him de-escalated that, like I've said, but it just gets like his language with her and how he treats her and the son. It just gets so much worse. And it's so sad because she's such a great wife and mother to the son, so encouraging and motivating, tries to have fun in dark situations. Uh, so motherly and kind. It's of course the actress herself is just awesome in this too. She was wow. I hadn't really appreciated her much when I was younger because I mean, all the focus. I mean, you think of Jack Nicholson, of course, and his just outrageous performance, but I mean, his like insanity and that energy is completely matched in like a totally opposite way by her because he has this insane evil about him and it's of course a domineering force and hers is the exact opposite. She has this like insane recessive energy about her where she just completely fishes around and flails like utterly, like more than you'll see anybody do, just completely rubber bones. And it's really I haven't seen a performance like that since this, where someone is just utterly terrified and unable to do anything practical with yourself because you are that terrified of what's happening in your life. So that's something I've enjoyed revisiting watching this, watching it again. Other than that, I've kind of not, my opinion didn't change too much about the film. It's great. It's a great movie. Um, it's just always fun just seeing how nuts he gets at this. It's so much fun seeing just outrageous Jack Nicholson. If anybody has like another film that highlights this absolute outrageous unhinged version of himself, please recommend it, because this is too much fun seeing him like this. And one of us mentioned, was it you, Luke, that mentioned him in Dr. Sleep? How it was
Yeah,
like a recast or whatever. So yeah, we're next week,
bad.
next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel that everyone forgot about to The Shining, which I really enjoyed watching back in the day, back when it came out. I believe you liked it too, Luke. But he does appear in Dr. Sleep. Of course they put him in there. And it's not like an AI rendering, but it's a recast, and it looked really bad. We'll get to that next week, but I definitely had to mention it because it's just poor Jack Nicholson was done so dirty, wasn't he?
Granted, they did show like half of his face.
Oh, that was yes, that's how they did it.
They showed like half of his face, but I just like one other thing. I just love the casting of this movie. Jack Nicholson is so perfect. Like there was a video. I wish we could roll a clip, but there's a video of him preparing for the scene. Like he's just like jumping up and down. I'm gonna show it really quick. It's just I don't know if you can see it, but
on your phone.
Right,
Okay,
right.
all right. One second. Wait, how do I put you on here?
All right, wait. You can see. They can see it.
It's so small. What's
I know. It's gonna be so like horrible quality, but it's him like jumping up and down, like muttering to himself and like getting all into
getting hyped.
Yeah, well, it's just like him and Willem Dafoe. I knew I was gonna bring that up.
Yes.
Him and William Dafoe just have that amazing spark to the characters, because there's a reason they always play psychopaths and everything. It's just their vibe. They're so good at it. Their facial expressions are iconic. I mean, look at the screen right here.
Yeah, wild, so wild.
Here's Johnny Green Goblin. He plays the Joker. Very good.
He's wild in The Lighthouse. Everybody, Willem Dafoe is. Oh my gosh, man, he makes you love Old English. I'm glad you brought up Willem Dafoe, because I mean, does anyone else know another like an actor that's still performing that's able to give us these like wild, like really, really expressive characters like Willem Dafoe and Jack Nicholson? I mean, Jack Nicholson is obviously not in the picture anymore. I saw a video of him yesterday where he was being questioned while getting autographs if he's going to be in any more movies, and all he said was no. So he's done. He's done, guys. We're not getting any more Jack Nicholson. He's super old though.
He's in his 80s.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. He had his time. And it's funny, when we rewatch these old movies, you forget that this is like 40 years ago.
45 years ago.
Gosh, 45.
He's 40 in this one, I'm sure. So he's at least 85 years. I'm going to look up how old.
Look that up. Jack. 45 years ago. Isn't that insane? Isn't that amazing how we audiences are exploring these old movies?
87.
It's such a, I'm so glad, like, obviously, thank the Lord we are not the only ones. I feel like so many people are revisiting these old classics because, I mean, they don't make them like this anymore. They don't make them like this anymore. It's just truly special. And, I was like, I don't know very much about Stanley Kubrik. I actually don't think I've seen any of his other films. I know one movie I've been curious about was Clockwork Orange, just because I've heard that name so many times. Have you seen that? No. Do you know anything about it?
No, not really.
No. Well, I don't know too much about it either, but that's sort of like another one of his iconic hits. I'm not too familiar with his work, but everybody seems to adore him. He seems to be high profile. So and you can't go wrong with this. Luke and I were talking about this right before the stream. Something interesting, because I was curious if, so obviously The Shining is based off of Stephen King's novel, The Shining. So I thought maybe, maybe, possibly somehow Stephen King was a helpful hand in the screenplay in writing the script. He was not. And clearly, because he was pretty displeased with where this film ended up going. They hired a woman, and this was her first screenplay that she wrote, Diane Johnson. And she had written, I believe she'd written novels before, but this was her first theatrical screenwriting debut. I mean, wow, that's a home run right off the bat. Wish I could do that. That's sweet.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. That's right. Let's see. I think I remember, like, when I was younger and I watched The Shining for the first time. I know it's like considered this. I mean, it's considered to be, one of the greatest horror films of all time, if not the greatest. I really don't think it's scary. Even when I watched it when I was younger, I don't remember actually really getting scared by it. It just, I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just outdated. I imagine the time this was special, just seeing how terrifying he was, and the odd practical effects they had, of course, with like the blood rushing through the rooms, the big pond of it. But for me, it didn't scare me as a young man, and it still doesn't scare me. Does this scare you? Did this freak you out?
No, I think it's just scary for the squeamish. I mean, blood coming out of an elevator and psychopaths axing. I mean, it's not a psychological horror, but it's definitely a horror for those that are very squeamish to death.
I don't know. Like, squeamish, it's not a gory movie. It's not gory, and it's really not that graphic. And it's funny, you expect him to be this, he's got an axe. So of course you're expecting that this is going to be a disgusting pillage on his family. But at the end of the day, he only ends up killing one guy, and which was sad. It was so sad. He was awesome. I loved him. The hotel keeper before him, and
I think
that was devastating.
I think that guy was the head chef, right?
The head chef. You're right. The head chef. Thank you for the correction. The head chef. I need to know his name. Who can also shine? Watching the movie again. That's another one of those hidden delights with The Shining, is seeing how much of a protagonist the head chef was. Can you pull up his name, Luke? What's his name?
Dick Halloran or Halloran.
Halloran. Yeah. He so yeah, he's the head chef right off the bat when he introduces Jack Torrance, Danny Torrance, and Wendy Torrance to the hotel staff, gets them acquainted with the hotel right when they arrive upon their entry. He determines that Danny Torrance, the child, has the shine. And throughout the movie, they sort of they communicate just a little bit, not too much. But you said his name's Dick?
Yep.
Dick, he gets the feeling that something's going wrong there. And he gets that feeling pretty early on. So he really goes out of his way to help as much as he can. He radioed over to the policemen that are close by. He checked on them multiple times over, and inevitably the police weren't able to get in touch with the Overlook Hotel, the family, anymore. So he went out of his way. I can't even imagine how much money he spent. He flew big commercial flight all the way down to the area around the hotel, and then from there he rented one of those snow caps, and he rode that all the way to the hotel. Freezing, it's awful outside, and he goes in. He's yelling, "Danny, you okay? Danny, hello, you guys okay?" And then he gets axed. He went through all that trouble. I can't imagine how much money that cost, the stress that he went through. And he's sort of one of those really important protagonists that I think gets overlooked for sure. But at the end of the day, it was a really heroic sacrifice that still saved the day, because if he hadn't shown up at any point in time, then they wouldn't have been able to escape because Jack Torrance, he ends up tearing up the snow cap that they already have, and he destroys the radio. So they wouldn't have been able to escape from the start. So just having his snow cap there, they're able to escape at the end. And I don't know. Do you think he's sort of like, do you think he's underappreciated, Dick's character?
Oh yeah, I mean they don't. I mean they can't really thank him for what he did, but yeah, for sure. I mean he stopped.
You can't thank him for what he did. Jeez,
I mean
that's brutal.
I mean he was Jack was just about to axe Wendy until he heard. I don't know why he still didn't axe Wendy, but he heard the snow plower outside and he walked away. So yeah, he did save the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of forgot about him. They didn't really say anything about him towards the end, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, he did his thing. We appreciate him.
We respect him. We respect him. That's right. So like, as I mentioned earlier, so this, of course, I feel like everybody could probably agree that at some point in their life, they've thought to themselves, what's the most iconic horror movie of all time? Or what's that one movie that everyone references when they talk about horror? And Shining is really the movie. I think Shining, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and what's the one with Freddy Krueger? Nightmare on Elm Street. I think those are the ones. Oh, and Exorcist. Those are the big ones. But I feel like The Shining is always the one that stands above the rest. For me, I don't think that's the best horror movie of all time. I believe The Thing is the best horror movie of all time, hands down. Maybe not like Halloween theme, but horror itself. But you probably disagree with me there. But what do you think, Luke? Do you think The Shining, do you think it's overrated as being, titled sort of the horror movie of all time? Have you also noticed that from people, that people give it that label? Like, what are your thoughts?
I grew up hearing that it was, the shit. I mean, I had it for as long as I remember. I've had it on DVD. And
Good.
I always saw like the front cover page, what we see right now in front of us, and I'm like, I always ask my mom, "What is this?" She's like, "It's The Shining. It's a great horror movie." And
then she said it's too old for you, right?
Probably, yes.
Okay, good.
I think that it's definitely one of the, not the, but one of the horror movies out there. Not my cup of tea really when it comes to like horror, but it's good.
Wait, what do you think's the best?
The best.
It's a big question.
Yeah, I'd say The Exorcist.
You give it The Exorcist, huh?
1973, The Exorcist. That's just such a classic. The first like Exorcist movie there is, I think.
Okay, yeah, definitely not the newest one. I heard the newest one is a nightmare, like not in a good way.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, okay, that's fair. I haven't seen The Exorcist, so I have to see that one still. I love The Thing. Have you seen The Thing?
I've seen, yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Years ago. Yeah.
Okay, you'll have to watch that again. That one is just, oh my gosh.
About it.
I love it. I talk about it all the time. I want to do a stream about it actually, so we'll probably watch it again at some point in time. But yeah, for me, I don't think The Shining should be crowned as the horror movie of all time. I think it's genius and it's excellent. And, he's about as psycho as it possibly gets, more so than the American Psycho, definitely. But I don't know. I think giving it the crown of horror movies just doesn't really work. I think also just because it's not really horror. I feel like it's more thriller than anything else, like suspenseful thriller, even though it's titled horror mystery. So I don't know. I guess that's how we feel about it. If anybody has anything to say about that, let us know. I think we're going to get to just a few chats real quick, everybody. Let's talk with everybody. Proctophile, good evening, guys. How are we doing tonight? We're doing great. How are you doing, Luke? You doing good?
I'm doing swell.
I didn't ask you that. I feel so bad about it. I'm glad you're doing swell. We're having a good day, guys. Good day. Thanks, buddy. Oh, good evening. Tarantino should bully the other creators into caring about their projects. Yeah, they do need to be bullied into caring about their projects and making something that'll last. I mean, legacy people, we're all revisiting the older films. Ah, gosh. Missing the days where I could rent it from Family Video. Thank you. Thank you, Cassie. I like that. That's the best comment I've heard in a while. I miss Family Video so bad. Oh
Oh,
my
I do.
gosh. Do you miss Family Video, Luke? Remember Family Video?
I was more of a Blockbuster guy.
Okay, so you were okay. So you were in a mindset where you actually cared and understood what it
Oh,
was.
oh,
Because we were young back when
one of
Blockbuster
one
was
of the
around.
best times was going and renting movies. Like that was amazing.
Hmm.
That's it.
I was more of a Family Video guy, just because Blockbuster. That was like when Blockbuster went out. I started to care about
It's
renting
so
films.
sad. They're all dispensaries now. It's just the reality.
Uh yeah, isn't that such a glow down? Yeah,
I
we
know.
used to have. Yeah, you could go to these spaces. I mean, they were just havens, so much fun, an experience. You go to the Family Video, you go to the Blockbuster, you talk to the clerk, you can get candy. They had everything there. I mean, the experience of going to a rental space where you can pick up a tangible DVD, read it, look at it, talk to the person next to you, check out what check out what the clerks recommend. Uh, Gosh, it was an experience. This world is pulling all of the experiences away from us. There's just nothing fun to do anymore. And with movies, gosh, how monotonous, boring, and agonizing is it to just scroll through a streaming service? You get some stupid thumbnail, and you can't even trust your streaming services to be consistent enough. I mean, like Shining, I remember that being on like Prime at some point or HBO Max. I used to be able to watch it for free, but I had to rent it here. And I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's like you just, unless you invest in physical media yourself nowadays, like DVDs, then there's just no solid space for you to check out these films, which is so sad.
And
Um, do you think they'll ever bring video rental stores back? You think that'll
no,
come back?
no.
No.
Why
Please
would
don't
they
say
do
that,
that?
Luke. Don't say that.
Dude, we're too deep into reality, and there's no way. No way.
I don't know. Records are coming back. They've been back.
Yeah, but that's
It's purchasing them, right? I mean, that's a big
yeah.
difference. Not renting
No.
them.
I mean, that'd be amazing if they did. I'd definitely be interested in going to rent a movie.
Wasn't it
Pointless, but
fun too? Like by our
oh
school, by our high school and our grade school, which I'm not going to say here, but remember the one Family Video there? You remember
yeah,
visiting that one?
yeah. Then they turned into a
Cass
pizza
probably
place.
visited that one too.
Yeah, she was from there, but it turned into a Little Caesars, and I think they shut it down after that. So yeah,
Gosh, so sad. So many great memories there. That's where I fell in love with movies, fell in love with older films, was going there. And, you know, just another awesome part of it was they would have these sales on Blu-rays, 4Ks, and standard DVDs every once in a while because, initially when a new movie came out, they'd buy like 15 copies of it. They'd buy seven or they'd buy like five standard DVDs, like another six Blu-rays, and then another four or five 4Ks. And then, as the movie starts to get less popular and you don't need that many copies, they sell them and they sold them for great prices. I was just looking at, I got, what was it? It was Captain America Winter Soldier, which really, I hate to say it, I have no interest in buying superhero movies on physical media at all. Sorry, Luke. But there's something about when I see it, I just don't want to buy it. Maybe it's because it's all on Disney Plus and I
I
know
know
it'll be on there.
there's some hope for you, Jackson.
There maybe so, maybe so. I have the Toby Spider-Man movies on DVD. There you go.
Okay.
But and I have Spider-Man No Way Home. But oh crap, what was I saying? So what was my point? No, what was I
You
saying?
you were saying you do not watch. You would not.
Oh
You
yeah,
would
yeah,
watch
yeah.
Marvel.
So, but I did buy Captain America: Winter Soldier, and Blu-ray. It was $3. $3. I mean, this was retail. That's pretty good. And they would just have those sorts of things all the time. And then they would have their poster sales where they would have they had just cool, sweet movie posters that they only got. And then they also had their Lightbox posters, and you don't see those anymore either. I can't remember the last time I saw a Lightbox poster for sale. Those the light boxes they have like mounted on the walls. They have them on theaters too. Well, Family Video, they had these their posters were different, you know, I mean, they were made specifically for the light boxes, and when it went out of business, they sold the light boxes, and I got 2 of them, and they are so cool. They are so cool. But thank you so much, Cassie, for bringing that up because that's a heated debate. That's a heated conversation. I could have a whole stream about that. So, let's move on, though. Best Kubrick movie ever, Sly Jester. Oh, well, yeah. Are you familiar with any of his other movies?
Let me look it up.
I have a feeling we're probably not. Sorry, Sly. I'm not
Yeah.
too familiar with the other ones. So I guess my favorite's The Shining.
Yeah, mine too.
And then we'll just get to one more, then we'll get back on topic, and then we'll talk about the chats later.
Yeah, I don't know.
Proctophile, good to see you, man. Family favorite? How badly do you get beat as a kid, bro? Yeah, family favorite. Gosh,
Yeah.
that shaped you into the man you are today, right, Luke?
Yeah. I'm such a happy guy.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, you know what? It's a warning. Don't act like this. Don't be like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Thanks for everybody talking in the chat. So let's see. This is definitely I'm curious about this because of course there's tons of iconic scenes in this movie that you could pull from. And all of them feature him, of course. I mean, he's just awesome, as we say over and over again. But are there any scenes that you would want to cut out of the movie that you're like, I don't want this crap in here, or like this is boring, this is uninteresting, this seems to like detract us from where I thought the story was going? Does any scenes come to mind?
I'm gonna say something, but it's gonna sound too mean, so I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, is it about the kid? I bet it's about him.
Yeah,
Oh
I
no.
can't stand him. I don't know.
Oh,
No
poor
offense.
daddy.
I'd say I don't know. I feel like if you took anything out, it would kind of cut away some of the story, and you wouldn't understand it. So, I don't know. I don't really have an answer to that.
I felt like these little girls, like they are so iconic, and I wouldn't want to cut them out. I'm not saying cut them out, but they were kind of a confusing element to this. And I felt like seeing all these ghosts, like I understand that there's like a deeper history to this hotel, like a lot of like crazy evil stuff happened there. But it's sort of like I feel like the movie almost could have been fine without it. Uh uh, for me, I had a hard time understanding the point of a lot of it. I guess because I think it's because you have The Shining, which is already like a crazy concept where, multiple people can communicate with each other telepathically. And then we're also thrown into this space where there's also ghosts. And these ghosts, like, it's not certain if they all like suffered like a terrible death or if they're all just trapped there or if they're a hallucination. It does make things interesting and it's great. I wouldn't I wouldn't say to cut any of that out because it's interesting and it's fun. For me, I had a hard time understanding it. And I guess that's part of the fun is trying to figure out what that is. But other than that, of course, let's see, what would I cut out? Um hmm.
See a slide jester.
Do you know who that is?
No, they're leaving. They got.
Oh, they're leaving. All right, see you, man. I think I felt like the movie, it had so much great it had a lot of momentum, really the whole ride through. Until the very end for me, when it got to the point where Jack was chasing Danny in the maze. There was something about that where I just I wasn't too excited about it. I don't know. I can't exactly put my finger on what it was about that. If it was the way it was delivered or if it was a little too long. I think maybe it was a little too long for me, but there's really not much you need to cut out of this. I'd cut out the gross naked old lady, that whole scene. I cut out that. We don't need to see that.
I agree with you.
Which doesn't really make any sense either. So, yeah, I don't even know where to start with that. But I don't know. There's for most of the whole film, like I said, just has so many great scenes. What is there a certain scene that you love the most that comes to mind when you think The Shining? When you think of The Shining, you think of this scene. Do you have a scene like that?
Oh yeah, the staircase scene. Wendy, darling, light on my light. It just so good.
Yes.
So good. I'm not gonna hurt you. Yeah, I'm just gonna bash your head in. So good. I used to replay that scene all the time. Just so funny, so good, so intense. Very, very good.
I feel you when you said that that you like fast forwarded to like his psycho scenes because I've been there, you know.
Yeah.
Those are so much fun. That is such a great scene. I love that scene. Oh my gosh. He yeah, yeah, the light of my life. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. Oh my gosh, he went ape shit,
The way
man.
he's sticking his tongue out,
Oh,
like
he
it's
was so gross. He was
so
so
good.
gross. That was insane. That was funny. Yeah, I think for me, when I think of The Shining, um, I let me pull up the picture. This is one of my favorite scenes in any movie altogether. Let me pull it up. Let's see, present. You know what it is.
I hope it works.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Yes. Every bar scene is a win. Every single one. Every time he hits the bar, I'm immediately sucked right into the place he's at. I the, it, look at me. I can't even put it into words. It's so interesting and exciting. I love how you know, this is where you're starting to wonder if these guys are real, if this is hallucinations. I believe this is the first interaction that uh, Jack Torrance had with like an invisible force, which was Lloyd here, the bartender, who's the cool bartender. Everybody wants a Lloyd in their life. And he has just, you know, what does he do? He releases his intrusive thoughts and he tells Lloyd everything he's thinking. He does not hold back, and he expresses his concerns about his family, and he starts to share some like really disturbing ideas he has and some disagreements with his family and with his wife. And Lloyd is he's just there to listen, and he's just there to, you know, guide him down the right path. And um, it's just fun watching him, like it's sad because, you know, he was on the wagon. So is it on the wagon when you don't drink? Is that what it is? I believe that's what it is. You're
You're
on
on
the
the
wagon
wagon,
when you
yeah.
don't drink.
When you
So he was
fall off the
on the
wagon.
wagon for 5 months. Good for him. Great job, Jack. And then you know, he had a stressful time. His wife accused him of abusing their son,
Again.
even though it wasn't him. It was that gross old lady.
It
But
was?
yeah, it wasn't him, it was her. That's what she ends up saying later on.
Oh.
And then it obviously wasn't him because he was asleep, unless he was like sleepwalking or something. But Danny he never revealed that that it was him. Danny told her, I guess behind the scenes, like we didn't see him tell her, but he told her that there was a woman in the room that did that to him.
Okay, I didn't know who
Yeah.
did that to him.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
that's what causes uh she ends up approaching him the first time he's at the bar to tell him that that Danny revealed that the woman did that to him and that there was a crazy lady in the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what disrupts his hilarious interaction with Lloyd. But I think there's just something about this. It's like for me, this scene is the most iconic scene of all The Shining. And I believe he's at the bar. I guess really he's only there twice, I believe. He's
Yeah,
there the first time when it's just him
by
and
himself.
Lloyd,
Yeah.
and he's having a drink, you know. It's so I think the transition between being in this empty bar where there's nobody there at all, the bartender wasn't there, he just sits there, and then he just starts, you know, he looks up and he just starts laughing out loud. And he looks right at him, and there's Lloyd, and there's this beautiful bar with the finest liquors in all the land sitting behind him, and it just becomes this really exotic fantasy that he whips up, and he just has a one-on-one conversation. And that's one of my favorite things about these older films, and especially Tarantino, is these just one-on-one conversations, just these deep talks where characters just reveal what they're thinking. And you know, Jack Nicholson as this character is just so expressive, and you know, I think like watching his expressions, because I was studying him in particular with this when he was conversating with the bartender here, Lloyd. Just you could read him so well. You could read like the times when he says something and he doesn't really mean it, or if he's holding information. You could read all of that, and I don't. It's not shallow at all. It's not, and a lot of that comes down to the performance too. I mean, it's great writing. The cinematography is awesome. They put you in this great perspective where we just see both of these guys in their prime, and the way that they're able to, the way that he's able to just express all of these tiny emotions just makes for such an exciting performance. So I can't help but to fall in love with that scene. And then, of course, later on when he encounters Grady, is it Grady? It's not Gravy.
It's Grady.
Grady, yeah, Grady. Who is
the bathroom,
one of the caretakers, I guess, or he was
he
sort
was
of. I guess he was a
former.
butler.
Oh, I thought he was
Because
a former caretaker.
so he says, so he mentions. I remember him telling him he was the caretaker. You were the caretaker here, Mr. Grady. I remember that too. But then he told him that no, you have been this whole time. So what does that make Grady at that point then, right?
Yeah, he did look like a butler with his tuxedo on and everything.
Yeah, he didn't really seem like he was like a big, caretaker manager of the space when he was, doing his butler work, because that's what that was. I don't know. That was a little confusing, which requires further analysis. Further analysis. Maybe we'll get to it in the stream. That'd be awesome. But when the dialogue he has with Grady, and he starts to unwind Grady's character, because at first the butler, which isn't this guy, it's not Lloyd. As much as I love Lloyd, it's not Lloyd. It's this other guy, Grady, who's like who's a butler. He's very nice looking. He's in his nice black tuxedo. He spills some odd drinks on him, so he cleans them up in the bathroom, and that's where you get the iconic red bathroom scene. And the dialogue between Jack Nicholson and him, oh my gosh, it's so much fun, so iconic. And he just slowly,
I'll fill in for him. He's just slowly losing his mind, ready to kill his beloved wife Wendy and his son Daniel. And I don't really like that scene, so I don't really have much to say about it. But as Jackson's fixing his mic, hopefully he does. How you doing, King? Good to see you in the chat. Imagine Grady finding out you've always cleaned the toilets. Yeah, it'd be funny if you. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm done rambling.
Sorry about that. I got too excited. I pulled the cord out. Yeah, thanks for picking up, Luke. Yeah, my gosh, that was so fun watching him unravel Grady's character. He's like, Mr. Grady, you were a caretaker here. Mr. Grady, you did chop up your family in a bunch of little bits. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so disturbing and horrifying. Like that's like the most evil thing in the world, doing something like that. And he's like hesitant, like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I have no idea. And then he's like, no, yeah, you were right. And man, shit hits the fan there. Just intellectually speaking, so much fun. Awesome. That's my spotlight. Let's get to the chats like you were doing, Luke. Let's see. Where were we, guys? Tarantino. Oh yeah, here we go.
What was your last Kubrik?
Here we go. We had a local spot called Flicks before Blockbuster moved in. Flicks? Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's cool. Jeez, I wish there was something. There's just nothing. There's no rentals at all now. The
Redbox?
Redbox is gone.
Redbox is gone? Oh, wow. Must have been last year then.
I don't know. Who wants to do... I was never a fan of Redbox.
I liked it.
I know that makes me sound old, but at the time I lived without Wi-Fi for 3 years. I had rent DVDs. I lived off my phone data back in high school. No, do not be ashamed, Cassie. That is respectable. Hopefully everyone our age took advantage of family video. So much fun. The Shiner, you want to get sued, boy. I don't know what you're talking about. 6 months is a long time to live in a static environment. Only a matter of time till anyone would lose it. Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, what is that like? I mean, just being stuck with the same people alone in that giant space for 6 months.
I think they're just making it really hard for themselves, honestly. I mean, I think that would have been really cool. I mean, you can just explore just explore the environment, cook a really fancy meal with all that equipment. I'd have a blast.
I'm going to look up something real quick. So how long did the Torrance family stay in the Overlook Hotel before
The events.
Before it fell apart?
I think it was at least a month.
Was it just a month?
It
Let's
seemed
see.
like it.
They arrived in early October. By late November or early December, Jack had fully descended into madness. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Month or
October,
two.
November. So like over 2 months. That's that's a pretty long time. The mom and the son, they seem to do just fine though. I mean, they weren't folding like he was, but he should not have been in that environment. Need to catch this film again. Yes, Brickett. Yeah, it's fun revisiting it, Bucket Boy 2005. Evening all. What's up, man? You're a new friend. Thanks. Welcome to the channel. Sly Jester, when things were tough, we rented DVDs from the library. Ain't no shame in that. You're right. Okay, that's it. That's the last one, the library. I think the library still does that too.
Yep, they do.
And they're free.
I just got a Howard the Duck from the library last.
How was it? I haven't seen that before.
It was hilarious. I mean, they added him to Marvel, yes, but this is the original. It was good. I mean, it was.
You thought it was actually funny?
He was like a playboy kind of guy. And it was funny. I liked it.
Wait, that's the one where it's like, ew. It's not a CGI thing at all. It's like
it's like a
puppet or something.
Yeah, like it's good.
Ew, it's pretty horrifying.
It is kind of weird with like the whole concept, but with like.
And he's into the ladies, and it's like this duck man.
It's kind of weird.
And don't they have like an egg together or something?
Small form of bestiality, but
wow. Yep. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Slightly off topic, but stay away from moonshine, folks. That stuff is rough. We like moonshine here. Our buddy's buddy makes great moonshine, and we enjoy it every once in a while. Sly Jester, I always viewed it as a person-to-person ESP communication, but it came with the drawback of crossing paths with the other world. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. I wonder if that's probably accurate too. But at the same time, it's like Jack saw people from the other world. And then Wendy also saw them too at the end of the film. So maybe they like reveal themselves to people that have the shine earlier on, because obviously Dick, the head chef, he knew that there were some wild things going on in that hotel right off the bat when he was talking to Danny about it. So maybe they reveal themselves to those who shine earlier on, or they get a behind the scenes look or something. But great memories from going on trip with my mom to rent movies for the week. So nostalgic. Yeah, it's an experience. It was an experience to be had, and it's not the same doing like streaming services. Movies just don't look very attractive on there either, don't you think?
No, it's not. It's just a different feeling. It's simpler, but not fun.
I think a lot of movies are also getting lost in the weeds too, because they're just, especially like Netflix, with all the originals they just pump into the system, which I don't know. If I ever see the red N for Netflix, it's immediate pass for me. I never even consider watching it for me, because I don't like these direct to streaming movies. So yeah, I feel like a lot of movies that are, great films are just completely overlooked. But when you're at the rental store, you see it sitting there, and if it has an actor you like on it, or it's in a cool spot, or maybe one of the clerks recommends it, then you talk to them about it, or you learn more. So it's just not the same. Anybody who remembers a trip to the store to rent a game or movie has something special most people will never know. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And the gaming industry, wow. All those big gaming studios, they must just be hopping up and down, because people can't rent games anymore, really. I have a friend who's also another YouTuber, and he told me that he subscribes to Gamefly, which is still around, if you don't remember those old Gamefly ads. And what was interesting was, he told me, from what I remember, he told me that Gamefly, they have it's like a service where you pay a certain amount every month, and it's not that much money, and they'll ship you a game for free if you pay the subscription fee, and then you'll ship it back. And I think you can ship it back for free too somehow. That's what I believe he said, and that's a pretty good system. But at the same time, it's like it's so like it's pretty prehistoric, really. But yeah, those gaming studios have to be just so happy that people can no longer just demo the games on their own or complete them and pay somebody else for it because now everybody has to buy the whole game, even if it's garbage. Shelley Duvall was an OG Scream queen. Yeah, she was kind of well, she wasn't the first because what was it, Psycho? I mean, that's sort of the very first one. But oh yeah, she's good though. You guys ever watch As Good as It Gets? Easily one of my favorite Nicholson movies. No, have you seen it, Luke? No.
No.
As Good as It Gets. I know. I want more Nicholson. So yeah, might have to check that out. Luke, you're so funny. Never change. You're so funny, Luke.
I try.
You're so funny. OFOTCN. Oh wait. One flies over. Is it One Flies Over the Cuckoo's Nest? I can't remember what the first O stands for, but that is a good one. Cuckoo's Nest. We need to watch that. And yes, Jim Carrey. Yeah, but he's old and he's not in much anymore either.
He's old. Jack Nicholson's 87.
Well, yeah, but Jack Nicholson's out of the picture too.
Jim Carrey is like maybe
he's not doing much. I mean, he's in Sonic. Thankfully, he's in something. Nicolas Cage. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. He's still here. That's a good point. He's not on par with these guys though. What about Full Metal Jacket? Yeah, I remember because I was looking into Kubrik earlier. Is it Kubrik or Kubrik? I think it's Kubrik. But have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
It's hilarious. Yes.
Yeah. The only scene I remember is Vincent D'Onofrio, the bald dude, the big bald dude, putting the shotgun in his mouth.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, it's
that's the only scene I really remember. And the donut.
That's a skipper.
Yeah. Wait, that's a skipper? Like skip the movie?
No. That's a skipper. I mean, if you think axing somebody in the side is bad, I mean that part is just.
Oh yeah, that's graphic.
Blows his head off with a shotgun. I mean, that's horrible.
That was rough. Clockwork Orange has some really funny bits, but there's a lot in there you probably won't care for. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, Proctophile. That's probably why I haven't seen it. And who knows? Maybe I'll watch it if it's on VidAngel. 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's something I still need to see. That's another one of Kubrick's movies, to my knowledge. Have you seen that?
I've heard of it.
No, that's a classic. Everybody seems to like that one. Y'all talking about Scatman Crothers? I don't know what that is. Sounds really interesting, man. In my opinion, horror stems from psychological torture more than visual disgust. Yeah, it's sort of its own thing, right? The visual disgust part. I mean, body horror.
I'm psychological torture, obviously. I mean, way better.
It's better. Overall, it's better. I guess some of like a little bit of both. Oh, Proctophile. Don't forget about Alien. Probably the best plot in any horror movie.
Well, Jackson would disagree.
Yeah, Proctophile. I got some bad news. I don't like Alien at all. That's funny you remember that, Luke. I hate to say it. Drinker and those guys, they would kill me for that. I'm not a big fan of Alien. I don't know what it is. Dude. Yeah, I probably just need to watch it again. I like Predator. I really liked Predator. I like Schwarzenegger, and I liked Carl Weathers, of course. Gosh.
Rip.
And then I hear Aliens, like, or the second Alien movie is like a totally different movie. It's like more of a war movie.
It's all the same universe, but the second one, yes, it is different. It's all the same story, but I forget how those two are different. Like the second one's kind of irrelevant. Kind of forget about it.
Okay. Interesting. I also need to get into the Terminator movies too. I'm not a big James Cameron guy. There's something about him I really don't like. Oh, look who's here. Got our boy OG. We know him.
Who's that?
That's Ty. He's one of the guys that meets with us every week. He's a solid member of the Tuesday Movie Night Club. Happy to watch the movie earlier. We had a good time. I'm glad you're here, man. I feel like I could quite easily be the oldest person in the room, and I'm not 40 yet. I don't know, man. We get all kinds of cool guys in here. All kind. Oh, Emma Wonder. Hey, good to see you. That's a cute little possum profile you got there. I like that. Oh, I guess you guys know each other. Nice. I 100% believe that there will be a subculture of physical media snobs in the near future. Well, yeah, that's something I love about YouTube is so many YouTubers respect that, right? Like Robert Meyer Burnett and Chris Gore and all those guys. They're all about physical media, including me. I love it. Do you still buy discs, Luke?
No,
No,
not the
you
discs
don't
we're
like
talking about.
consider it like a collection. Like you don't collect discs and DVDs and Blu-rays.
No,
No,
I have plenty. It's just I don't buy them.
You know what's really coming back? Tapes. I just love the way these tapes look. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? I mean, it's like it's a display piece. These are no longer people aren't buying these for
Tapes.
people aren't buying them for obviously watching, but they're
Are you
so
talking about-
cool just
are you
looking
talking
at
about
them.
VCR?
No, VHS tapes. I have a few here. I got Wyatt Earp, which a lot of people don't like, but I like Wyatt Earp. And then I got Scarface. And then I have Dances with Wolves somewhere too. It's a collection I am building. But let's talk. Let's see. What should we get to now? Oh, here we go. Here's another fun topic. So let's thank you everybody for the chats. We're going to address the others soon. Let's talk about something else fun. So obviously this is, I mean, if you guys weren't aware, The Shining is based off of, the Shining novel, as I've said quite a few times now, which probably overplayed record, but Stephen King's book, not a direct adaptation, the movie. Stephen King, he's made a lot of stories that have been adapted into film. There's quite a few really iconic ones here. So out of these, I don't know what Luke might be away for a second, so I'll bring this up first. We're going to talk about our favorite Stephen King film adaptations and maybe which ones of these are duds too. Like me, right off the bat, if you can't really recognize it, the guy here in the orange rain, that's obviously Shawshank Redemption. Oh my gosh, so incredible. Love that film. I need to watch it again. I think I've only seen it twice over, but what's it? Tim Robbins. It's Tim Robbins, right? That plays, I believe it's Andy Dufresne. Really, gosh, what an incredible character. And Tim Robbins is where I'm from. He's from Ohio. So definitely, I got some, sharing the same roots with Tim Robbins. That's always cool. Great movie. Super engaging story. Other than that, I guess I was telling the guys earlier that I'm more into the TV version, with Tim Curry. That's my thing. I'm sick of the new one, man. The second new one is dog.
I showed Cassie the original, the 1989 original TV
Which
series.
one did she like better?
I think she likes the new ones better, but I grew up watching the TV series one. I have it on DVD, actually.
Ooh, I don't want that.
Yeah, I got it off Amazon, but I love it. It's my favorite. Probably one of my favorite Stephen King movies out there.
It's like the best TV movie ever, really.
So good. So good.
Yeah, like how did they? I'm wondering because obviously we weren't alive when that released, like as it did. So I was wondering, did it like Bill Paxton? Who did he play?
He played Bill, or he played Ben.
Okay, yes, okay, nice. Yeah, who played Bill?
It was my cousin actually met him. He was
in that one old show, Waltons.
Yes. Yeah,
he was in the Waltons.
Yeah, that's where he told me he was from. I told him he was from.
He met him?
Yeah, he went to his restaurant.
Are you talking about Liam?
No, not that one. He's my cousin from Colorado.
Oh, how did he meet him?
He walked into his restaurant.
Oh, that's sweet.
And he has a picture. I'll send you a picture later.
Man, I want to see that. That's cool. Nice. Huh. Well, okay. I'm glad you respect the TV, like the TV movie, because it's really, I mean, it's pretty long too. I mean, what is it? It's over like 3 hours. Let me see how long is the It TV movie.
I'd watch it again right now.
We should review that sometime. 3 hours and 7 minutes. That would be so much fun and compare them.
Well, there are different versions of it.
Yeah, definitely. That was a win. Other than that, Pet Sematary was dog. The newer one. I haven't seen the original. It's right. It's here, Pet Sematary. I actually don't really remember much about it. It's a really forgettable film.
It's horrible. The original.
Oh, you didn't like the original either?
No, it was good. It's just it's kind of cringe. Just like seeing such a little kid get killed in such a horrible way, and then he just comes back as a little well, you know,
Like an animal or something, like a
no,
dog.
no, he's just an ass. Like he comes back as a horrible, horrible person.
Oh crap,
Yeah,
that's weird.
it's crazy.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know much. I don't know. Firestarter. I believe that was a huge fail at the box office. Firestarter. I believe Angelina Jolie was in that film as well. Unless I'm mixing her up with another one. I don't know. I actually don't think so. There was two movies that came out at the same time. There was Firestarter, and then there was another one about like a forest fire. And I think Angelina Jolie, she was either in the one about a forest fire or she was in Firestarter. So I don't remember. They both had like the same ad campaign. It was super strange, and that wasn't that far off. Other than that, I don't really recognize a lot of these films. Uh, I think is that Carrie, the
Carrie, yeah.
one. Did he do Carrie?
Yeah, he did Carrie.
I thought John Carpenter did Carrie.
Let me see.
Look that up. I can't tell who that girl in the pink dress is there. I don't think that's Carrie. I
Carrie
think
is bloody dress.
Yeah, well, I think that'd be before she was bloodied. The Mist. I haven't seen The Mist. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not too familiar with a lot of these. Oh, yeah, it is Carrie. There's Carrie on here, so that must be okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's it. Have you seen that?
No, I don't know how many are there because I've seen a newer one on Netflix.
Was it any good?
No, nothing I'd watch again.
Nice.
Kind of bad.
Yeah, that's a shame. Okay, so we were talking about. I want to bring back to It because we both love the TV version. So you think the TV version is better than the newer version?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Okay.
I wish I could just delete that from history.
Do you remember how terrible the second chapter of the newer one was with the older actors?
I saw that with who's that, Alexis, and I just love Bill Hader. He's so funny.
Oh no, you like him?
He's so funny. I like the Chinese restaurant.
He's annoying,
and he's hilarious. The second one where they're just talking shit the whole time.
Was he Richie?
Yeah, he was Richie.
Okay, well that fits. What I remember was just being so disappointed watching it in the theater because the adult story in the original is so exciting. It's way better than the kids one, I thought. But it was silly in the new one. It was silly and it was so long. I believe the second part. Let's see how long that was. How long was It Chapter 2? They made it way too long. Yep, nearly 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Sheesh. It was too long.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
It was kind of ridiculous, I thought. But, if you go in and not think about anything, I guess maybe you could have a different experience. Not hating on you. Not hating on you. But I'm glad you liked it, Luke. That's great.
I see
Jackson, he mentioned this movie. Do you see the movie here with the three young men next to the picket fence?
Yes.
Gosh, I can't remember what that's called. But I heard
it's called. That's called The Lost Boys, right?
Is that what it is? That's Jackson. The other Jackson wants us to watch that at some point, so maybe we'll check that out.
Who wrote The Lost Boys? I think The Lost Boys.
I love. So based on another YouTuber's recommendation here, a friend of the channel, Let's Tune In. She thought we should watch the Locked movie, and I saw that with Ty on when did we watch that? Saturday or Friday? We watched it over the weekend, and it was really good with Bill Skarsgård. And Bill Skarsgård, that's a sleeper, everyone. If you're not even familiar with what Locked is, really incredible film with Bill Skarsgård, who plays Pennywise in the newer It movies. And it's pretty much it's a small film about he's sort of this kind of this bum deadbeat dad in a way. He doesn't really care about his daughter much. He owes child support and he's not paying it. He can't really pay for anything. He kind of a dope and he steals things and just doesn't really respect people very much except himself. He's only really worried about his own immediate pleasures. And he needs some money to fix his van. So he starts checking out a lot of cars, and there's this, he's just doing the classic thing where, he goes up to a car and he just backs up to it and he plays with the handle and he can't unlock any cars. He's not trying to steal a car. He's trying to see if there's anything good in there. So he eventually comes across this really weird, off-brand luxury vehicle. and it's tinted, really nice. He does his little trick. He gets in. A gorgeous, gorgeous car, beautiful leather interior, super high tech. He gets in. He can't find anything good. Then he tries to get out and he can't. He gets locked in the car. He's got a gun on him and he finds this little mini crowbar. He tries smashing the windows and he fires his firearm into the car. Ricochets, bullet hits him in the leg, and he slices his arm from the crowbar as well. And he's stuck in this car and he's in like real pain. He's banging on the windows trying to get help. Nobody's helping him out. Then the car gets a call. It keeps ringing. It says, "Answer me." He finally answers it. It's Anthony Hopkins. And he is this rich guy that's been taken advantage of so many times for having his nice car out. So he used it as a bait. So he baited him, and he sort of like he psychologically and physically tortures him in the car for the next few days. And it's a really weird like battle against this like invisible force that has control of him, as well as a battle within himself, because he's slowly going mad in here and there's nothing he can do about it. So a little tangent there. Really great movie with Bill Skarsgård. Check it out. He's awesome. And he was awesome Pennywise, though, don't you think? I mean, that movie had that much credit, the new It movies.
Yeah, I mean, he's good with all like the horror character, like Nosferatu and everything. But no, Tim Curry, he did it better.
He wasn't better than Tim Curry. It was different. I mean, it was pretty different. They weren't much alike.
No, not at all.
Okay, so let's see here. I want to talk about. So, of course, we've been talking about a lot of Jack Torrance today, and reasonably so. He is awesome. Everybody loves him. Do you think that there is like a horror movie character or just a character in general that is a bigger psycho than this character, Jack Torrance? Does any come to mind?
No, not from the spot.
I think like the other one, of course, is the American Psycho with Christian Bale. He just
what's his, oh yeah, Christian. That's a good one, Christian Bale.
But it's not the same. Not nearly as good.
Patrick Bateman. That's a really he's more of a sociopath. But I think that have you ever seen Creep?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen Creep? It's
No,
that dude
no.
who like I don't even know what he did. He just like lures people to a house to do like camera work for him, and he just just so subtle about it. He just kills one after another. It's good. You have to watch it. But
no, who's in that? Is it like a recognizable actor?
No, not at all. But no, Jack Nicholson. He does it best in both ways. Like he shows the expressive, facial expressions, and has that inner psychopath in him. So he does it in both ways. He's really good about it.
Yeah, he really, I mean, it's so authentic, like such an authentic psycho. Like really, like you feel like even him as an actor is just psycho in this movie. Like it's just nonstop 100%. And I don't really get that sense from anyone else. An odd name that kind of popped in my head was Jake Gyllenhaal's character in Nightcrawler. He was kind of a psycho. Did you watch Nightcrawler? No, the one about he wants to be like a rising cameraman for like the news, and he starts off by like capturing these tragedies that happen, like because there's wrecks and there's terrible accidents, car accidents and such, houses catching on fire in the world, and he wants to be the cameraman that captures that and sells it to the news or makes his own like program for it. To like for attention and stuff and money and fame. And he eventually, he starts to grow and he hires another guy. And you start to see just as the film progresses, he becomes similarly unhinged in that.
Not himself.
Where he just, he is no longer in the beginning. There's like some sort of compassion in him, but by the end of the movie, he loses a lot of that. And he's just totally nonsensical, and he inevitably ends up getting the big job, and he's the big cameraman for the news, and it's an exciting ride. And he goes as far as creating the conflicts and making accidents happen to capture them for views. So he's a psycho. He's a psycho for sure.
Practophile, you know what's up. Yeah, we'll have to try to get Jackson to look into Creep.
Oh, to watch Creep. I
Yeah,
don't know what that is. Creep. Let me look that up real quick.
it's good. It's on Netflix still, I think. The first one's the best one, but
I got Creep by Radiohead. We don't want that, even though that's a great song. Patrick Bryce, Mark Duplass. Ooh, I don't know what this is.
it's a
Oh, okay.
low
Okay,
budget
this
movie.
looks familiar. I recognize the title. Oh,
Very low
it's kind
budget.
of newer, isn't it?
Yeah, within last 6, 7 years probably.
Huh. Okay, that's not bad. Sweet. Well, I can't really think of
Anthony.
any more psychopaths. Can you? Like,
What about Misery? The Gourd King just pointed out Annie Wilkes
what's up, Gord King?
in Misery. Have you seen that?
Misery. No, I haven't seen that one. That one's kind of
Okay.
newer. Gord King knows films, bro. He knows what he's doing. Check out Gord King's channel, everybody. Gord King's cool. He's got some cool stuff. He's playing the Uncharted games right now, and it's good
Silence of the
stuff.
Lambs.
Oh, yes, of
Cass,
course. Anthony
Cassie just
Hopkins.
Cassie just pointed that one out. Silence
Good
of the
one,
Lambs.
Cass.
He nails it.
Ew. I don't get everyone's love for Silence of the Lambs. It was too gross for me. Like him, like eating people is too far. I'm not interested. I don't want to see that. I don't want to explore those stories. No thanks.
Oh, and
Hell
also
no.
Misery was 1990. The Gourd King just said so.
Oh,
I
good.
don't think it was new.
Okay, so I was wrong. My bad.
Could be a remake. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, Silence of the Lambs. Ew. Yeah, no cannibalism stuff for me. Absolutely not.
And
That's
one
a
more.
good huh?
One more. I believe is that Tristan? Canyon is
That's
Tristan,
him.
right?
Yep. What's up,
Okay,
buddy?
he said have you seen No Country for Old Men?
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Javier, gosh, what's his last name? I believe his first name's Javier, the actor. He was also in Dune. He's nuts. You're right. His character with his like his weapon where he like what is it? It's the bolt. It's like the bolt. I think it's literally just called a bolt where like it's to kill sheep or whatever. Like you put this like this hardware, this tool up to the sheep's head, and then the bolt just fires right into their heads. That was his weapon. He was nuts. You're right. Good call, Tristan. I like that.
And Raw is a great movie about cannibalism. Jackson.
Ew,
I
Raw.
agree.
Come on, guys. Why do you guys want to
Projectile.
see stories about
I agree with you. I like that kind of stuff.
cannibalism?
It is interesting. We don't do it, but we like watching.
I don't want to see that. Yeah,
agree.
Silence of the Lambs. That was like what's his name? The friend, like, or not the friend, the guy who has like a skin suit of like a lady, of a fat lady in Silence of the Lambs. You remember who that is? Is it Joe something?
Joe Schmo, I have no
Let
clue.
me look it up real quick because I want to get it right. Silence of the Lambs. Who has the lady skin?
Great Google search.
Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill was so gross. Oh gosh. Hell no. No. Well, those are good ones, guys. Thanks for participating. Let's get to some more chats because everybody has some great ideas here. I 100%. Oh yeah. I don't know if we mentioned this. I 100% believe that there will be a subculture of physical media snobs in the near future. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh wait. Oh, I think we already talked about these. I bought Dodgeball for $3 from a Blockbuster. Well worth it, man. Well worth it. Got to dip out, work early tomorrow. Great movie, though. Y'all enjoy. Hey, thanks, Sly Jester. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Oh, look at that. She's so cordial. It adds the sick, twisted events that happen throughout the movie. Let's see. Goated horror. Oh, wait, how are you doing tonight? Imagine Grady. What's up, Gord King? Imagine Grady finding out you've always cleaned the toilets. No wonder he went crazy. Oh yeah, Grady's been cleaning a lot of dirty toilets. The impossible architecture of the hotel is one of the most fascinating elements of the movie. Oh yeah, right. I think that was something else I also like appreciated watching it again because I think for me like this might have been like my fourth or fifth watch through over the course of like 8 years. But I appreciated how like in the very beginning we are taken on a bit of a tour ourselves as Dick the head chef shows the family around the building. We get a perspective ourselves of being a witness to what this beautiful space is. This space is, this is the kitchen. This is the amazing freezer room. This is the storage area. This is where the fun happens. This is the entertainment center. And, you see it in a positive light at first, full of life while people are still around. And then by the end of it, you see these landmark spaces in absolute disarray. And it's a great, like, beginning to end moment where you see the story completely follow through till its disgusting conclusion, which is what ends up happening in the end of the movie. So yeah, that was a cool perspective we got. Wait, also Luke, you're reading The Shining too, the book. That's correct, right? Look at that. Show us that cover. So what are we looking at here?
So the boy, you can really see the shining in the boy's eyes, the glowing.
Ew.
But yes, Carrie, you can see that Carrie is one of the
Author of Carrie and Salem's Lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool cover.
What's that thing in the corner? Wait, yeah, who's the dude on the left?
Those are dogs.
Oh wait, go up. To the left or to your right, whatever that is. Yeah, is that a church or that's the hotel? I guess.
Yeah, it's the hotel. Yeah.
Okay, it kind of looked like a person at first.
It's a good book. I like it.
How far are you in it?
I'm about, where am I? I am on page 222.
Oh, you're pretty far. Is it real big?
Yeah.
Oh crap! How many pages is that? Like 600?
We're at 447 pages.
Okay, jeez, that's a lot to read. Good for you, man. I respect that. How far are you into it? Like, what point of the story do you think you are?
It's different. It's kind of a different storyline. I am they're kind of leading up to where he's losing his mind. He's kind of focused on work, but he keeps on getting distracted. It's two different things.
It's pretty different, huh?
Yeah.
Like starkly different?
Yeah, just different. Like they explore, they go way into more depth with like the details and everything. A lot more detailed. So.
Okay. Oh, cool. Do you think it's like that story's more interesting than the films? Or
Oh yeah. Oh
wow.
Yeah. Stephen King, yes.
Dang. All right.
He's way more descriptive.
Okay. Cool. Books. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. I don't remember. Did you say you saw that or not?
No.
That's so good. He's awesome at that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Gord King. Aliens is an action movie, and it's better than Alien, in my opinion. Okay, good. And Aliens is the second Alien movie, correct? I believe so. Yeah, I heard they're like totally different. I guess the first one is Ridley Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, and then the second one is James Cameron, which I guess kind of makes sense. Silver Bullet is my favorite Stephen King movie. I watch it every October. TGV Monster, I've heard your name before. I think you're a fan of Drinker. I think I remember hearing your name in Super Chat. So if that's the case or not, thanks for joining us. Silver Bullet. I haven't heard of that one. I watch it every October. Okay. Do you know what that is, Luke?
No. I watch it every October, the TV version on TV.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. It's so much fun. I just watched it again the other day. When I make my art, I usually end up listening to it because I love my favorite character in it is Mike.
Mike, yes.
I love Mike.
Too bad he dies, but No, that's Stanley. That's Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley dies. No, Mike almost dies.
Mike Hamlin, I know you're talking about. He's
the one that brings
everyone together.
Yeah, he was great as a kid and he was great as an adult.
The librarian.
Yeah, he was awesome. I like him. I like his nostalgia. He's a nostalgic dude. It's interesting that his book is inspiration from a nightmare. So crazy. This book? You think she's talking about this book, The Shining?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I think so.
Jeez. Challenge accepted. Alien is a story about the best and worst aspects of motherhood. Every aspect of juxtaposition is explored, and Ripley is a pure-blooded badass. Yeah. Everybody likes her. Sigourney Weaver, right? I think that's who that is.
Yeah.
About the best and worst aspects of motherhood. Yeah, it's like weird. Like, I guess there's so much like there's a lot of ties to like the alien being like a phallic character. Which makes sense. I mean, do you see that thing? It's so disgusting and my gosh. And I think it's uncomfortable because of how phallic it looks. I remember hearing about that. Mine has to be Christine. I don't think I know Christine. Salem's Lot has had 3 adaptations, and the 1979 version is still the best. Jeez, TGV Monster, you're Stephen King. I'm not too familiar with him. I'm not. I think he's still making stuff. I'm more of an R.L. Stein kind of guy.
Me too.
Gord King. Yeah. I love R.L. Stein. He's awesome.
That's the Goosebumps, right?
I wrote R.L. Stein because I actually believe he's also from Ohio, which is
Hmm.
another odd fact. I believe he is. And I wrote him for work and I sent him a shirt from work and I wrote him a nice letter about, his story's influence on my family and such. And I asked him if he could take a picture of him wearing this shirt and like to promote our place, which is a nonprofit art center for kids and adults. And he wrote back and he said that he, like his publicist wouldn't allow him to do something like that. But he wrote me a nice letter in return, which was nice. And it was like
Boo.
printed. I know, but wasn't that lame? I was like, oh, we were so close. Why couldn't you just take the picture? Stein, come on, man. We were on the verge of greatness.
I think it's
So
some beef with this publicist.
I know, man. I know. All right. It isn't even the best TV Stephen King adaptation. Watch Storm of the Century. It's miles better. Huh. Storm of the Century. There's so many titles I'm just not familiar with this guy. Storm of the Century. Okay. Sounds good, Gord King. Thanks, buddy. My favorite Stephen King film has to be Stand By Me, non-horror. And my favorite horror movie by him is a tie between Pet Sematary or The Mist. Okay, she's a seasoned movie watcher. I respect that. Yeah, we heard Stand By Me. That's the one with the it must not be Lost Boys. It's Stand By Me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right.
That's what it is. Non-horror. Yeah, I heard it's like a really deep film. And it's like children actors. So that's different. Stand By Me is the best King adaptation. Man, Gord King giving her a plus. TGV Monster. I also love the Night Flyer. Oh wait, I also love the Night Flyer is great. The vampire in that gave me nightmares. Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. I haven't seen too many good vampire movies. The last vampire movie I watched was the was it The Last Voyage of the Demeter? Have you seen that? No. It's so gross. It's
Not a
sort
big
of like,
vampire guy.
huh?
Not a big vampire guy.
Yeah, well, it was horror, and you like horror, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
It was mostly just gross. It wasn't really scary. Oh, Carrie was King's first book. Well, that's cool. Look up The Vampire and the Night Flyer. It's pure nightmare fuel. Let's check that out real quick.
Yeah, I gotta look at it.
Here, let's do. All right, we'll practice my screen sharing skills too, because I need to get better at this. All right, share screen. Okay, creep movie. Tell me if you can see this. Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Let's go. All right, so it's Night Flyer.
Oh wow.
Is it Night Flyer?
Yep. Oh wow, that's kind of that's.
Ew! What is this thing? Ew! Look at that thing. That's hideous. That's so annoying. It won't give us like big pictures.
Oh wait.
Oh my gosh! Look at that thing. It looks like Goosebumps.
Ugh.
This looks like Goosebumps, bro. You just can't trust pictures though. Oh, whoa. So the vampire like messes with a plane in the sky. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, 33% Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody dogs on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of the time, I kind of agree with Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's that far off. It kind of depends. If it's a politically charged film that goes against Rotten Tomatoes, of course they're going to dog it, unfortunately. But other than that, I think they're pretty right about just mainstream stuff. Rival reporters Miguel Ferrer and Julie Entwistle tale a vampire who travels by airplane claiming victims at small isolated airports. That sounds kind of interesting. Cool, man. Thanks for sharing. All right. Let's see what else we got. The Mist is so mediocre. Oh, dang. He's hating. But Children of the Corn is awesome. Both the TV and movie versions of It Chapter 2 are awful. What? No, don't be hating on.
Yeah.
Gord King, you're half right. The movie
agree.
version of Chapter 2 is dog. But
the original is amazing.
Yes, you were half right, Gord King. I agree with you on a lot of things, but not this time. I have a feeling Jackson wouldn't be a big fan of The Mist, but it kept me on the edge of my seat. I wonder why. Why don't you think I like it? Definitely interesting. Already looking forward to your thoughts on Lost Boys. So, okay, Lost Boys or the Stand By Me? You're probably talking about Lost Boys, though.
Yeah.
Check out Maximum Overdrive. AC/DC did the music for the movie. Ooh, Maximum Overdrive. Have you seen it?
No.
No? Okay. Nice. Good talk. I saw Maximum Overdrive recently. Honestly, I kind of hated it. Jeez, we got controversial chats here, guys. Nobody agrees on anything. Creep is a great shout. Well done, Luke. All right, Proctophile's on your side today, I guess. Great movie. Wait, a great movie psycho is Annie Wilkes in Misery. Look at that, another Misery chat. Okay. Okay, so let's see. We're talking about that. They don't actually show him. Okay, yeah, they don't. But still, he's just gross. He really freaked me out. Anthony Hopkins freaked me out in The Right. That was freaky. Shame. Raw is a great movie about cannibalism. Okay, yeah, you talked about that already. Silence of the Lambs is great because it's well written, well acted, and highly plausible. Highly plausible. Isn't that sad? That's such a sad statement that it's highly plausible. Buffalo Bill and Joe Dirt. I don't know what Joe Dirt is. Oh, Proctophile says that was Buffalo Bob, not Buffalo Bill.
I think you said God. Buffalo Bill.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I barely know Buffalo Bill, and I definitely don't know Buffalo Bob. Proctophile. Oh gosh, just scanned my movies and saw Itchy the Killer. Absolutely crazy film full of psychos. Itchy the Killer. I don't know what that is. TVG Monster agrees with you. Oh, good. Yes, I am a viewer of The Drinker. Good stuff. Thought I recognized you. Thanks for joining me, man. The Proctophile. I know it rubs the lotion on the skin. Ew, that's gross. Silver Bullet is a werewolf movie. Oh yeah. Did you see the new Wolfman film?
I want to see it. I didn't know it was out yet.
It's decent. It's okay. It's inoffensive. I mean, it's sort of like a child's like good entry into horror.
Really?
I feel like it is. Yeah, it's not really graphic. It's still freaky.
Wow, from the trailer, I thought it was being terrifying. Like the whole car scene when it was hanging upside down, then you just hear the rah.
The trailer made him look so cool. And when it was called Wolfman, I was surprised because he looked like this veiny, disgusting, fleshy monster. And I thought maybe it was like this was not supposed to be like the Wolfman, like the classic Wolfman, and this was sort of its own new thing. But he looks so stupid in the movie, honestly. He did not look cool. His final transformation, yeah, that was pretty disappointing. Oh, Emma, you changed your profile picture from the possums. Very nice. I love R.L. Stine. Hey, we love raccoons though. They're still awesome. R.L. Stine's awesome, but he did me dirty. You can't deny that. Yep, H.R. Geiger was the artist that designed the aliens. That name sounds familiar, H.R. Geiger. I don't know much about him, though. Was the artist that designed the aliens, and as you can tell, he was a man of many fetishes. Fun fact, there's a bar in Switzerland that's completely made of his work. That's what I've heard. Okay, the bar in Switzerland. Okay, that's how I've heard his name.
Oh, wasn't Tarantino also?
Yep, that's right. I'm very seasoned with horror films. Horror is my go-to genre. It's a good go-to. Horror, I feel like horror is one of those few things that hasn't been too bad the last few years. I think we've been getting some decent horror movies. They're fun. I'm really excited. I'm going to see Death of the Unicorn this Thursday, and it's Jenna Ortega's new film, and it looks fun. It looks stupid. It's supposed to be like stupid, like kind of like Sharknado. I think it's going to be sort of on par. Hopefully not as terrible as those, but I'm looking forward to that. Don't you think horror movies have been pretty decent in the last year, like the last few years?
It's hard to say. I'm really.
Are you not really a horror guy, or are you a horror guy?
They really don't scare me these days.
No, they don't. They're not scary.
They try too hard. I don't like all the new demonic exorcisms.
No.
I like the ones that I want to see the one where it's like the spirit's point of view. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like it's like the trailer was just like them watching the people around the house and whatnot.
That's an older one, isn't it?
No, it just came out, I think. Paranormal Activity, those films, I loved them. Not the newer ones, but like 1, 2, and 3. I think those were really, really good. I like the ones that are like realistic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I need to revisit those.
The first Conjuring, amazing. The second one, horrible. Third one,
what? Shut up, bro. The second one wasn't that bad. I like the second one.
They were so
The Crooked Man.
The first one was just such a horrifying thing to it, like the lady sacrificing herself after having her kid, and or sacrificing her kid, and then she hangs herself at 3 a.m. and then the clock stops at that time. Just terrifying. Very scary.
Yeah, the first one, I mean, it's hard to beat the first one.
Oh,
That's
the first
sort of
one's
like,
amazing.
I felt like
It's
years ago, everybody brought up Conjuring as like their go-to horror film. I haven't been hearing that as much lately. I think maybe they're falling off. They are making one last one. And I think it's incredible that they're based on true events, which is like one of the freakiest parts of it. I believe it, man. I believe it.
One small part is true, and then they're just gonna
maybe they blow some of it out of proportion. That's gotta be true, that part. But I mean, it's based on stuff, real stuff. I don't know.
But The Grudge, I'm gonna stick with it. We're gonna watch it.
The Grudge, yeah, you're a big fan of The Grudge.
I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Watch 1 and 2.
Both Grudges?
Not 3.
And The Grudge is not The Ring. It's not Ring.
The Ring, completely different story. They did a Japanese version where it was like Godzilla versus Kong, but The Ring versus The Grudge. Horrible. Don't watch it.
Wait, you're talking about The Grudge or Ring?
They both went against each other in Japan. They made a movie about it. But
wait, about both of them?
Yeah, it was stupid.
Well, that's weird.
It was like Freddy Krueger versus Jason. But
okay.
But Ju-on, the original the Ju-on movie and show on Netflix now is pretty good.
That's a show?
Yeah, they have a 6-episode Japanese show on Netflix called Ju-on Origins.
Okay.
Which means The Grudge.
Man, you must be really into it.
I am. I really like it.
Okay, that's cool, man. I think for me, like, gosh, some of my favorite horror movies, obviously The Thing's number one. I really like the Scream movies, except the new ones. Not a big fan of those. Actually, not a fan of them at all. I don't care if Jenna Ortega's in it or not. That did not change my mind. What else? Conjuring's always been good.
Yes.
I got to meet Patrick Wilson, which was awesome. I got to meet Patrick Wilson.
Really?
He was cool. That was a really interesting opportunity. And I also got to meet Lin Shaye from the Insidious movies. Those are fun. I like the Insidious films. The new one was terrible. Did you watch the new Insidious?
No, didn't the Red Door to the second one, like the one where.
It was after the second. Yeah, it was after the first one. It's like the first sequel to the first one, which is so weird. All the other Insidious movies are prequels to the first film. That was that was interesting how they went back, because obviously the old lady is dead. So I got to meet her and she was so sweet. What's her name? Ooh. Lin Shaye.
I do remember the video of you seeing Patrick Wilson.
That was cool.
I like that. You showed him something. I forget. But Cassie's right. The found footage, she said it right there.
Yeah, the found footage films can be hit or miss sometimes. I don't know those. What is that referring to?
It's like the Paranormal Activity point of views. Like
okay, yeah.
The VHS.
Luke and me were talking about. Actually, I want to mention that too. Let's talk about that. But Luke and I were talking about the Backrooms. If you guys are familiar with the Backrooms games, they are like these. It's sort of like, it's like a horror that isn't really explored much, where you're in this, you're alone in this wide maze, and like the most famous back room is the one where it's pretty much just all a bunch of blank walls, an endless maze, and there is an end to it. And along the way, there are like odd rooms where there's just like big pools of water, odd structures, and there's in the game, in each back rooms, there's a like freaky monster that's totally different, and it's trying to chase you, and it does not want you to exit. I don't know how the hell they haven't made a movie about this yet. I believe I read something earlier on that A24 was picking it up, but I wasn't sure if you just don't know what you can trust or not anymore. So I really don't know if that was true. I really hope it was, because it's like a genius concept that has not been explored. You can make 1 million of those movies, and they would be so fun, don't you think?
Every movie would be a different monster.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It could be cheap too. Those would do so well.
Well, I mean, you see how long Minecraft has been out, and then they make a movie about it. You see where that went.
Yeah, and it brings popularity back to the games too.
It does. Like Backrooms, there's so many different versions, but
I'll share the screen on this, because I think people. I don't think it's like mass appeal for like people that don't play the games. Let me share my screen again because I want people to see this.
The Practifile, there are different versions. The one I played, the Escaped Backrooms, I think that's a full game. There are so many different add-ons, but the one I played, every level was difficult with a different monster in it.
Here we go. Can you see my screen? Okay. We are looking up Backrooms. Oh, look at that Backrooms movie. This is probably fake. Let's check it out.
It looks official. Never mind.
Is it up? Oh, look at that. So it is true. According to this source, I don't know. Who knows if this is true or not. Backrooms movie is an upcoming feature-length film produced. Oh, well, look at that. It was announced February 2023. Yeah, right. Yeah, produced by A24 and Kane Parsons. A24 is the perfect studio to do this. They would be awesome. So yeah, this is the Backrooms, the games. Backrooms games. Yeah, you see these barren rooms.
That's the one I remember.
It's like completely silent. All you hear is your footsteps. And you eventually, and yeah, your character is in like a hazmat suit. And the character's like, it's like a cheap game. If you were interested in like trying these games out, they're like $3 in Steam.
Memories.
But it's so much fun playing with your friends. Oh my gosh. And there's so many weird things like this room here, like the pool rooms.
It is fun.
It's fun. Luke, yeah, if you want to watch some gameplay, check out Luke's channel. Here's the plug. He shows gameplay of this pretty often, right, Luke?
You're gonna have to look for it. It's pretty deep in the archives, but I played with my sister. We did so many different playthroughs. So fun. Every video was a different level.
Yeah, look at this. Like, imagine seeing this live action, Luke. Wouldn't that be so cool? Look at that.
I don't know how they did the monsters other than CGI, but
they'll have to just make it like silly, kind of stupid, but they'll make it. I mean, it'll be scary. They are so freaky. It's inexplicably scary, everyone. You'd be surprised. Oh, good. Cass knows black. Oh, the Backrooms lore. Yeah, I can't even imagine how crazy the lore is.
That's what Cassie just pointed out in one of the comments.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I gave her cred. Here, let's answer a few more chats and then we might close for the night. Gord King, the Warrens are kind of frauds if you look into them. Still like the Conjuring movies, the first two at least, but not because there's a lot of truth to them. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's stuff to support both sides. It's definitely kind of up in the air about some things. I mean, there's no doubt there's evil in the world, and there's good, and good combats evil. That's for sure. Proctophile. Last horror movie I saw was Terrifier 3. Come on, bro.
Sorry about
Not
that.
my usual thing, but I respect their dedication to practical effects. No one else makes stuff like they do. Yeah. So I went to this horror convention over the weekend. We were actually able to get in for free just because we sort of just like someone let us in. It was nice. But there's a lot of really terrible, like really bad stuff there. But there's also cool stuff too. Like I got a really cool Thing shirt, and there's interesting art and stuff, and really cool like masks and practical effects people make on their own. Pretty interesting showcase. And there was tons of Terrifier actors there. My gosh, it was just showered with them, and I have no interest in meeting them at all. Just because what I hear about these movies is too much for me. But you saw it, Proctophile. I don't know if you liked it or not, but you know what? You said you respect their practical effects, and that's your opinion. Never understood the appeal of the Backrooms. Nothing ever happens in there. If that's not true, you start somewhere and you gotta escape. You're escaping an endless void, and it's hopeless. It's silent. You're alone, or you're with your friend or whatever. And there's a horrifying monster that's trying to get you, and you don't see them around the corner. And when they catch you, they'll just kind of follow you around, and they have different personalities. I remember when I played for the first time, me and my buddy Jolly, we played, and it was genius. It was the best. It was really the best like jump scare or surprise I've ever had in any horror genre altogether. I was playing with my buddy, and you're both wearing these hazmat suits. I don't believe our names were above us, so it could, like, if there was someone else in the game, we wouldn't know. And we heard on the mic, they were like, "Hey, can you guys hear me? Hey,
Yep.
You guys talking? Can you hear me?" And I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "Hello," or Jolly, did you invite somebody? He's like, no, I don't think so. I said, okay, well, hey, what's up, man? And then we saw the hazmat guy and we're like, oh, hey, what's going on? And then it turns into a monster, and it was the thing, but it was a human voice. It was the best jump scare ever. Totally. Did you see that comic when that happened?
Well, I mean, you after a while you can kind of tell because it's like, can you hear me? It's like a
It just keeps going, like echoing.
Yeah, you can tell it's a robot kind of, but I one of my best jump scares is actually from that level where you see somebody walking, and I thought it was my sister because I played with my sister.
Uh-huh.
I ran in the room, and all of a sudden it was the giant monster, and it was
Oh,
hilarious.
that's good, man. See, it's just full of surprises, and surprises are fun. That would be a good surprise for a movie too.
Oh yeah, great.
Good, good. True, they did add a lot, but most of it came from fans. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Sorry. Luke, you need to revisit gameplays.
I agree. It's been a while. I can't do it without my sister though.
Didn't you stream right before this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I played some.
What were you playing?
Gary's
Oh,
mod,
Gary's mod.
Geometry Dash. You know, all that.
Geometry Dash. Nice.
Granny.
I don't know what are these titles. I don't know those. Geometry Dash and Granny.
Yeah, Granny is like that horror game where the old lady tries to kill you with a baseball bat.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Not really.
Oh, whoops. Proctophile still could make for a decent locked room kind of movie, but I don't know how much you could do with plot. Maybe have someone stumble in there and run away from hazmat guys trying to save them. Yeah, I know, but someone could be creative. A24, I mean, they're pretty creative, creative story groupers. So I don't know. Let's conclude with The Shining, Luke. Is there anything else you want to say about The Shining? You know, do you recommend it to people? Is it a story? Is it still relevant? What do you think? Last remarks about The Shining before we call it a quit for the night.
Everybody's got to watch it at least once. It's iconic. It's good. It's funny. It's classic. Classic, the biggest word for it. Such a classic horror film. Really, really shows you the actor Jack Nicholson at his best. Really at his best. You know, forget Joker. Forget Joker with what's his name?
Heath Ledger?
No.
Well,
Joker.
Jack Nicholson played the Joker.
Yeah, I'm talking about that Joker.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Tim Burton.
Jack Torrance. Yeah, Jack Torrance. That's the character you have to watch of Jack Nicholson if you really want to see his true self. It's great.
So yeah, best performance, Jack Nicholson. That's for sure. Yeah, for me, nothing else to say. You know, I recommend it. I think there's like 2 things to skip. They're pretty short. Nothing too crazy here.
And that you did skip.
Huh?
That you did skip.
And I did skip. I skipped the old lady scene. I don't want to see that. Sorry, not too interested in that. But yeah, otherwise, great movie. Awesome. Said it a million times. Jack Nicholson's awesome. So is his wife's character, Wendy. She's great. And you know, if you're looking for something new to check out and you haven't seen it, quite a few of the guys that we watched it with tonight hadn't seen it before. Jackson hadn't saw it. Andrew hadn't saw it.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe it was just those 2. You've seen it, and I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. And Tyler's seen it, right?
And Ty's seen it, yeah.
And Proctophile, James McAvoy you're referring to, right?
Oh, yep, James McAvoy. Yep, he's a good one. Him and Bill Skarsgård. Well, guys, I think that's pretty much it for us today. If you liked what we had to say, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as well as Luke's channel here, Galliardo. Check out his content. Very different stuff, but you know what? It's good to diversify, right? Diversify your assets. Check out some new content. We don't always have to talk about movies, even though it's fun. But next week, we're going to be meeting again at 10 p.m., and we're going to be talking about the sequel, the forgotten sequel of The Shining, Dr. Sleep, starring Ewan McGregor. And it's an absolute sleeper. Ewan McGregor gives a incredible performance. I think he's just an awesome actor. My gosh, I haven't seen him phone it in a single time. But maybe I've just missed those titles. But yeah, join us next week to discuss the sequel. You know, if that's a film you haven't checked out yet, we'll describe it. You know, we'll explain it to you. We'll recommend it, or maybe decide to pass it off. I think you'll want to see it at some point, but make sure to join us next week. And thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you all very much. Thanks for talking to us in the chat, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Good night.